Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's Friday night. You know what that means. It's time for the number one sports podcast in the world. Time for Sports4U. Live on YouTube, I'm John. That's Mark. Nick Freeze is on the way. We're live on the TV screens, mobile devices, laptops, and desktops on YouTube and X. So make sure you hit that subscribe button for Sports4U podcast on YouTube. Like us on Facebook, follow us on X, Instagram, and TikTok. X Sports4U podcast. Follow me at John Watson 0984 on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow Mark on Instagram at Mark1 on X. Follow Nick on X, Instagram, and TikTok, and 99 Gorilla. Christy, what up with it? First in the chat tonight. Happy Friday to you. So we live. Got the Eastern Conference Finals going on. Got Dodgers and Mets going on. So a lot to talk about in the world of sports. We'll talk about NFL. We'll talk about college football. Obviously, we'll talk mainly about these NBA playoffs. As we're talking the Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals. All NBA, all defensive teams were announced. All NBA teams were announced today. So we'll talk about all that tonight. As I said, we're live here on a Friday night. Hope everybody has a good Friday. Hope everybody has a safe holiday and everything. Now, let's just go ahead and get into it. Obviously, we're watching the Pacers and the Knicks right now in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. But the city of Indiana, state of Indiana, Indianapolis is going through a tough time. Obviously, they're joyous seeing what's going on with the Pacers, what's going on with the Fever. But they suffered a serious loss on Wednesday as the news broke, unfortunately, of the passing of Colts owner Jim Irsay at the age of 65. He passed Wednesday morning, surrounded by his family and loved ones in his home in Indianapolis. Everybody know Jim Irsay did have some demons, but he had some health challenges recently. A lot of people didn't know how serious they were, and he passed away. Obviously, for those who don't know those who know Jim Irsay, of course, being the owner of the Colts since 1997. But before that, he became the youngest general manager in NFL history at the age
27, right?
28 years old back in 1987. Of course, his father, the late Robert Irsay, was the predecessor in ownership of the Indianapolis Colts, and he made his son the general manager. And one of the things his son did was make one of the biggest deals in NFL history when he acquired Eric Dickerson from the Los Angeles Rams. As we all know, Eric Dickerson was with the Rams, and he couldn't get a contract done, so the Indianapolis Colts traded for him. And then obviously he took over ownership from his father in '97 and went ahead and drafted the team's franchise quarterback, greatest quarterback in franchise history. When they made the selection in 1998 to draft Peyton Manning out of the University of Tennessee with the first pick. Obviously, and everything was history from there. Of course, also hiring coaches, hiring Tony Dungy after things failed. What the heck was that?
It wasn't no better than Cat Shot.
It really wasn't. But he had hired Tony Dungy. Obviously, they had some good years in Indy. They obviously kept running into the Patriots, unfortunately, but eventually they got over the hump, won their lone Super Bowl in Super Bowl 41 over the Bears. After Tony Dungy retired, they went ahead and hired Jim Caldwell, who was already on the staff as offensive coordinator. He led them to a Super Bowl, but unfortunately lost to the New Orleans Saints. And then he was part of the ownership when obviously Peyton Manning had a series of neck injuries, and then he had to move in a different direction. They get Andrew Luck, and unfortunately, we don't know how that turned out. He had a good run, but then injuries caught up with him. But Jim Irsay was, as I listened to Pat McAfee talk about him yesterday, he was an owner. He always wanted to be one of the guys. He always liked being in the locker room. He would never, try to steal the shine from his coaches. And He just wanted to be known as a good team owner, good philanthropist in the Indianapolis area, hospital-wise. And now that turns over to his kids, his daughters, who are now going to resume ownership in his passing. But a lot of people know him. He loved rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
He was always there for his players when they got inducted in the Hall of Fame. Recently with Dwight Freeney, Peyton, obviously Tony Dungy as a coach, Edgerrin James. Obviously he won't be Marvin Harrison, but it was a good owner. He was actually one of the most proactive owners. What up, Chris?
Chris, what up with it?
What up, Sam? And one of the thing about him is a lot of people credit him for getting Daniel Snyder out of the NFL.
Oh, he all right in my book.
A lot of people credit him getting Dan Snyder out of the NFL, and obviously, and he was doing that while he was going through some serious health challenges. You saw him lately. He obviously didn't look like he was in the best condition with Nessa. But rest in peace to Jim Irsay. Mark,
rest in peace, Jim Irsay, man. You hit everything that needed to be touched on. Again, we thank you for your contributions to everything you did for sports, man. And may you rest in peace, man.
It's crazy as we're watching right now the Eastern Conference Finals, and the Pacers are 5 with 8 minutes left on the New York Knicks. This was Jim Irsay's last tweet the morning of his passing. Go Pacers. Good luck to Herb. Talking about the Herb Simon, of course, the owner of the Pacers and the entire Pacers organization and our city. And he would pass on later on that morning. But that was his final words. He wanted the Pacers to know that he was still thinking about him even while he was in his final moments on this side of earth in heaven. So rest in peace to him. But since we're talking about the Pacers, let's go there. The Pacers are right now 8 minutes away from going to 2-0 on the New York Knicks. And let's just go ahead and talk about what happened on Wednesday. Rather talk about it, if you missed it, let me show you how it all went down Wednesday night in the Garden.
And also, if you would have told me with Brunson, another three by Neesmith, that's the great.
New York is 11 of 29, shooting threes, about 38%. Halliburton, his three. O'Neal find the defensive part. Neesmith three, good, got it.
Surprised they don't have Miles Turner, the rim protector, on the floor as well.
Neesmith three, good, another.
Good miss.
Neesmith again, three, got it.
It's a good ball on the side. I don't know what the controversy there was.
Neesmith, it's a three. It's a two-point.
Got another one.
Halliburton.
And here it was.
He'll backpedal a three for the win, and oh! He got it!
The Indiana Pacers put off the biggest comeback in NBA playoff conference finals history. You want to know how big that comeback is? The numbers show it. Teams trailing by 9 points in the final minute of a game or overtime were zero and 1,434 until Wednesday night. The Pacers are that one. What the heck happened on Wednesday? I'm doing Sports4U Wrestling, and I'm watching this while I'm going through some technical issues. And literally, as I'm logging in, the Tyrese Halliburton shot happens in real time.
Yeah, we were doing no rules as it was going on, and in the middle of no rules, you can hear us like all get caught up in that because that was crazy. Man, Aaron Neesmith got hot at the right time, man, and the Knicks played that's the worst defense I think I've ever seen a team play in the conference finals.
That was you can't even explain how bad their defense was, and sometimes you got caught in no man's land, and obviously not picking up certain certain players as they're going. Oh, what the heck?
Wait.
Timeout.
Wait. Where has
Timeout.
This is some bullshit.
This ain't happening right now.
This is some bullshit.
This ain't happening right now. We literally said the other day, we haven't seen Freaky Zeke in the comments in God knows when. And the moment we start talking about the Knicks choke job, here he comes. Pause. The Knicks choked harder than a. No, man.
They choked harder than a thick Latino on a black day.
No, man.
Bella wants Freaky Zeke blocked.
You sure that's what she said?
Oh. Look at me, my innocent mind.
No, Bella, relax. Yeah, Nessa. That's the infamous Freaky Zeke, ladies and gentlemen. He's back in the chat. He's a faithful and contributor sometime. A contributor every blue moon.
I don't know where he been at, but
glad you know you're doing okay, Zeke. You know what I'm saying? We was worried about you, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
She said choo-choo?
Nope. Look, it's Friday. It's 3-day weekend. By the way, the Knicks are out. So yeah, it's going. Everybody knows. Bella, Neb. And then PGB pulls. Wow, is this like a family reunion right now? People ain't been in the comments.
Mm-mm.
Wow, the Knicks pull a choke job that everybody just wants to show out now. Yeah, something's going on.
Yeah, let's make sure that everybody don't show up.
Exactly, fact of life. Back to the game. Hey, yo, Bella. This image went viral after the game, and that was Tyrese Halliburton doing the infamous Reggie Miller choke after hitting that three. And you just can't, I can say, you can't even make this up how bad they were. PGB said he's pulling for the Knicks. I had Knicks in 7.
I had Pacers in 6.
And right now, we got a 3-point game. Pacers are up 97-94. What in the world was that? What kind of defense was that? I can't, again, like, you're up in the final by 9 in the final minutes of the game. How do you? Tom Thibodeau, boy.
He the Black Doc Rivers.
He deserves an Emmy award for that choke job.
Oh, like Alexis Texas?
Well, that'd be an AVN award, but yeah, that too. Oh man. Shout out to them. Hey, there's nothing wrong with them people. They're good people. But yeah, you can't make this up. Right now, the Pacers are up 4 right now with 6:18 left in this game. Tyrese Halliburton has really answered the call, especially after getting being voted as the most overrated player by his peers. I don't see him. I never thought he was overrated, so I don't understand where that came from. However, he's answered the call every time someone's called him overrated.
Mm-hmm. Every time he had a chance, he showed up.
It was against the Bucks, the Cavs, and now the Knicks. As Brunson in and out.
That's what she said. I really want to get freaky. Holla at Zeke.
Y'all heard what the man said. Nemhard, Miles Turner makes the.
Wait. John, keep talking.
I'm trying to figure this game right now. There are 5.5 left, and the Pacers are on their way possibly to being up 2-0 on the road. What's going on with the Knicks? Good pass by You gotta make that, Mitchell Robinson. Now you go into the free throw line. Just what the Pacers want.
Send them to the free throw line.
I mean, like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
I'm so tired of that shit. I hate everybody. Sorry.
I'm with you, man. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, can we stop over exaggerating over that play, please? And everything. What I'm really talking about Angel Reese basically going Draymond Green on the other day against the Liberty.
Oh, we can go there later on, but the Knicks, man, the Knicks is. I think the Knicks is the Clippers of the East Coast.
They looking like it. They're really looking like it right now. Because they don't have no excuse. I'm not knocking on the Pacers. The Pacers are a good team. Rick Carlisle's the only coach left in these playoffs who's got a ring. So his experience is going to matter. But there's no way you should be dropping both of these games at home.
Yeah.
At home. I mean, it's one thing to drop one, but if you drop both of these games at home, y'all.
And you going to Indiana down 0-2?
Sunday night is going to be hostile environment. These fans are going to start feeling like it's 94, 95, or 2000 with the Pacers when they see these teams get back on the floor. Or Sunday night for Game 3, and it's Tyrese Halliburton's doing the dribble shake. Oh, yeah, what you gonna do? Oh, in and out.
And I like what Halliburton did. Did you see that? Did you see that fan that got beat up by the Knicks?
Yeah. So if y'all didn't see this video, so after the Knicks clinched their playoff series with the Celtics, there was a fan walking through the crowd of all that. I'm off work. Fat. It was good.
I gotta work.
A fan was walking through the crowd in the Pacers jersey, and Knicks fans being total idiots, threw stuff at him. Tyrese Halliburton saw it. They had the fan on Pat McAfee's show the other day, and Pat McAfee got this guy tickets to Game 3, or was it Game 1?
No,
we game.
It's in Indiana.
Okay, so
he's flying them out to Indiana.
He's flying them out to Indiana for Game 3 of the series. It might be, Sam, if they lose. Hey, Sam, they lose Game 3. Kiss the baby, and I'm gonna say that about the West too. What the heck, Bill? Where's the Latina in the comments who love? Oh, wow. Nope. God, some viewers just seem to stand out more than others, I guess. But yeah,
Braves lost again. That's 7 straight losses to the Padres.
But shout out to Acuna for being back. Saw that first pitch. He went yard. So congratulations for him to being back on the court. Well, speaking of teams that are down 0-2, the Minnesota Timberwolves. And there's your now MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, hoisting up his MVP trophy after right before the Thunder went up 2-0 on the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the series has not looked competitive. I'm sorry. There's a 3 from Halliburton, 7-point game. By the way, there's a lot of conversation about is Tyrese Halliburton a superstar. I'm gonna pause that conversation till after his postseason's over.
The fuck was that?
I don't even know what that is. Nah, Edwards ain't getting stalked. He hasn't played a team that had a bunch of defenders that can go at him. That's on the ground. That doesn't count. Sam says Pacers versus Thunder, Pacers in 6. I can't and couldn't root for OKC Thunder out of respect for the great hoop fans of Seattle. I already said that, Sam. The Sonics will be back eventually, but yeah. But back to the series. Clearly, the Thunder look like the better team, and they are showing they're the better team. What up, Sports PSP? Saw you in Champ and Big Drill earlier. I agree, Fat. He's not a superstar, but he's a star. And y'all hear what Sports PSP is said. like and subscribe. So if you're a first time viewer, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and tell a friend and have a friend tell a friend about the #1 sports podcast in the world, Sports for You. But yeah, they brought all these defenders, and obviously Anthony Edwards has had to work for his points. He had 30 last night, but man, he ain't been efficient because they've been throwing Lou Dort or Jalen Williams or Wallace at him. It's kind of crazy if you look at. We're going to show the teams, all defensive teams. I know there's only 2 guys who made it for OKC, but you can argue they had 3 or 4 that would have been on there had they been eligible. So, but Minnesota's not looking good. Julius Randle had a good first half in game 1, and since then it's turned back into Julius Randle. But I'm gonna leave that one alone. I don't want to like a hater. But and let me be clear. Everybody's complaining about they saying SGA is a foul machine. Well, if he's gonna get the call, he's gonna get the call. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't nothing y'all can do about it but just play defense. That was a cheap foul by Jaden McDaniels. I mean, clearly he made no play on the ball. And that was real out of frustration. Yeah. What the heck, Zeke? All right, man. All right, man. 8-point lead right now. 3 minutes left. Brunson. Oh, ball fake. Step back. Side to 3. Miss. The Knicks are really about to lose this game.
It's getting ugly for the Knicks.
Dunk. There's a layup. 10-point lead for the Pacers. 2:45 left. Wow. 39 points from Pascal Siakam.
God damn.
Yeah, I told you. He wasn't playing tonight.
Yeah, the Knicks don't score here. It's a wrap.
It really is. Because I think Pascal Siakam's he's going to at least try to get 45 before the end of the night. At least he'll be over 40. Look at Pacers just run. It's all you got to do. And Rick Carlisle's playing 10 or 11 players as opposed to
what up,
Will? As opposed to Tom Thibodeau is only playing 7. So there's fresher bodies on the court. And it shows. But back to the West. The Thunder look like that team. And you see them teams where they're like, man, these dudes is just nothing to F with. That's clearly the Oklahoma City Thunder right now.
Yeah. They head and shoulders above everybody else in the NBA.
Look, we said it. I think whoever came out of the West was winning the title. And I think that is clear as day. The Oklahoma City Thunder are going to win this championship. Because I'm still going to give the Timberwolves a shot. They win game 3. But if they go down 0-3, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Even watching that game 2, dog, when OKC wasn't hitting their shots, though their defense is so smothering, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a good team, man. Well-coached team right there.
Ooh, that was ugly. And Dagnon is coaching. Sam said the Thunder are too much. Well, they're showing it. They're showing it too much, Sam. And it's not even close. They're showing they're too much.
Good looking, Will.
Yeah, shout out to Mark dropping the Sports4U piece. Fire. Brunson with a 3. There's only so much he can do. He needs some help. I haven't seen it. Ha! You gonna catch me in the throwback? Which one though, Will? I need to know. Now I want to see which one. I want to see if you're gonna rock the right jersey though. Step back from Miles Turner.
Nope.
Rebound. You gotta rebound that, Siakam. All right, let's see what happens here. 1:15 left. Oh, you see wow. Ooh, that should have been a foul.
No.
But I get play on. Wow. 3-point game, Jalen Brunson. Oh, he's saying, good job in Bridges. Don't even get mad at it. Play on. Fine. Referee said we're not putting this game in our hands. I can respect that.
Listen.
Referee said we're not putting this game in our hands.
Jalen Brunson is everything they said that SGA is.
Is Jalen Brunson a superstar?
No. He just plays for the Knicks.
That part.
No.
That part. Because let me ask you this. Take Jalen Brunson and put him in OKC and put SGA in New York.
Well, I think SGA
is SGA's a superstar, right?
He on the verge of it. But he
Sprewell. Hey, don't put no John Starks jersey on. By the way, I was watching First Take yesterday, and I know you're not the biggest Stephen A. Smith fan, but he said it's some of his worst big moments. John Starks, Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
Scored 2 points.
He had like 4 or 5.
But he had terrible shooting night that game.
2 for 18.
Yeah. He had terrible shooting night.
And 0 for 11 free.
I remember that. He had terrible shooting night.
And Rolando Blackman was on the bench. One Pat Riley. That was the question you was about. You go ahead and ask the question. Ask the question, Mark. I know what you're about to ask. You asked who was coaching.
Yep, I had to think about it.
It was Pat Riley. They acquired Rolando Blackman in the middle of the season. You brought him and Derek Harper over from the Mavericks. The moment Jordan was gone.
Wait.
That was the year.
What did they give up for them before I said that was a dumbass trade?
Well, they got Derek Harper before the season. So I'm trying to remember who they got. But they got Rolando Blackman at the trade deadline.
That's crazy. You get Derek Harper and Rolando Blackman.
And Rolando Blackman played none of that. Didn't play none.
Yeah, man. Sometimes it's karma, man.
Pat Riley, what was you thinking, dog? Neesmith. Oh, good rebound. Now you reset. You don't gotta score. Reset.
Yeah, don't do the Angel Reese.
Siakam going basket.
Bucket.
Oh, where? Oh, I was gonna say. Oh boy. All right.
Oh.
Two for one. Here you go. What you do?
Get a quick 2. But Jalen Brunson is everything they say SGA is. He's a foul baiter.
Right.
He does it way more than SGA do.
Shot knocks at 7. What's Jalen Brunson gonna do? Wow, who is guarding the paint?
It's the defense that they're running.
Now they got a foul.
Yeah.
No. They called a foul on Jalen Brunson. What up, Noodle?
Wait.
They called a foul. I don't know, man.
It was a foul.
It was a foul. They called it. Good. And then they're not gonna show the inbound play, but there it goes, right here. He's holding his jersey.
Now that might be a horrible foul because
he didn't even need to.
Nah, but if it's a foul before the ball's in play, they get a free throw and the ball back again, right? Oh no, he was giving those. Okay.
But that was a bad foul for Brunson because that pass was going out of bounds. Now how he got that ice in his veins like he did in game 1. 10 points. This is first time at the line.
Oh, they bring him in for defense. This nigga like he playing high school basketball. They about to sub in.
He really do. Let's see what Neesmith. We need to make. You gotta make these. That's one. It was off, Will. He didn't need a foul.
Or the pass was off because he was holding.
True that.
Either or.
All right, 14. There's no shot clock right now, so it's 14.
Sorry, guys. You guys. We're watching this game live, and it's
we're giving y'all live play-by-play. So just bear. Look, y'all enjoy the game with us right now. We still got a lot of stuff to talk about before the show ends. All right. No timeouts.
Why are y'all?
They got one. Each team got one timeout left. What?
Nope.
Why?
Nope.
Why?
Dumbass shot.
Why?
It's a dumbass
what
shot. Were you? Even Josh Hart said that shit. That's a shot.
What was that?
Clutch player of the year.
Not there. He wasn't. He didn't have. He shot that stuff. He shot that shot from Brooklyn.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
Don't tell me she on the phone. Why are you not over here? Okay.
Brunson holds the ball too long. I hate that.
Melanie.
He just took it
I
back.
said I tried. I even said it on the show. I tried it specifically for you. Am I lying, Mark?
No, you're not lying.
So he said he tried.
All right. We're good. Game's almost over. All right. You better pull up when we get the studio fixed. But that was a dumb. What was that? So Will just said he holds the ball too long. That was just a dumb shot, dude.
That was a bad shot.
So now they're going to be down 0-2. Jenna just, you had it. I don't even know what that is, Mark. That's just
it's a dumb shot.
Timothy Chalamet, Bill Murray, they're all looking like this is really just happened.
Patriots came in there and so is that Denzel Washington?
No. Oh, we saw Denzel Washington punch out somebody at one of those film festivals. No play, just get an open three. Yeah, it was dumb. Dumb, Will. I don't understand that. I knew this was choke. I made this show perfect. Madison Square choking. That's exactly what the Knicks are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, this is just I can't explain this.
No, that was just a bad shot. I don't even understand the thinking of that.
All right. I love seeing these Adrian Big Mouth New Yorkers look disappointing when their names with their teams look LA. Oh. All right, let's talk.
It's kind of like the same thing.
It pretty much is. But let's talk basketball, other basketball stories. Yesterday they announced the All NBA defensive teams, and here we go. Led by the Defensive Player of the Year, Evan Mobley. Your first team was him. Lay says the Knicks haven't won a game since Bad Bunny been in attendance. Well, maybe Bad Bunny should get a new team. Bronson think he rest in peace. So here's the all defensive first team. Like I said, Evan Mobley was your Defensive Player of the Year. You had Amen Thompson of the Rockets, Draymond Green, Lou Dort, and the most improved player in Dyson Daniels. By the way, Draymond Green is one more defensive team away from joining the likes of Scottie Pippen,
Mm-hmm.
Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett to have 10 defensive first teams. Look at that stat. Teams that lead the conference finals 2-0 are 76-6. The Knicks are in trouble.
What up, Blake?
What up, Blake? Almost out steadies. The second team, by the way, was Ivica Zubac, Jalen Williams, Jaren Jackson Jr., Rudy Gobert, and Tamani Kamara from the Portland Trailblazers. I cannot explain. Hey, Sam, I'm gonna explain this one time. Every time I see Zubac in that Clipper jersey, I get mad. I get mad all over again at Magic. And no, let me tell you where you gotta stop that. That sentence to say every time I see Zubac in that Clipper jersey, I get mad all over at Magic. That wasn't a Rob Pelinka trade. That was Magic. Magic traded Zubac for Mike Muscala. Mike Muscala. Traded Zubac for Mike freaking Muscala. Can't make this up. Traded for Mike.
That don't make no sense.
Mike Muscala, dude. No, because we weren't gonna be able to keep Zubac. You don't know that. All right, man. Anyway, back to the but this is what your all defensive team. I like this team. Obviously, Evan Mobley, Defensive Player of the Year. Draymond Green had a great defensive year. Amen Thompson. Look, that dude is on his way. Y'all look out for Amen Thompson. I understand, Sam, but a lot of people keep thinking that was Magic and Rob. That was Magic. When Magic was in charge, Rob had to answer to him. So people don't people don't never pay attention to that. Rob had to answer to him. So the Indiana Pacers are 2 wins away from being back in the NBA Finals for the first time since 2000. Who did they beat in the Eastern Conference Finals that year? Oh, yeah, that's right. They beat the New York Knicks.
They beat the Knicks.
Last
year, right? It was Knicks last year.
They beat last year in the semis in 7. Mm-hmm. And the last time they got to the finals, which they lost to the Lakers in 2000, they beat the Knicks in the conference finals. And you see Halliburton, every time he points, he's pointing right at Reggie Miller. Who y'all think most likely to get swept, Knicks or Grizzlies? Oh, Grizzlies. I
got the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I got the Grizzlies getting swept too. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get swept when you're not in the playoffs.
But the Timberwolves.
Yeah, the Timberwolves.
I don't think either one of them getting swept.
I agree.
But if one was to get swept, I would say it'd be the Knicks.
I'm like this, and I said it. If the Knicks, if either one of these teams go down 0-3, just kiss the game goodbye, like Jada. Just do like Jada said, and kiss the game goodbye.
I think the way the Knicks lost last game messed up their mental, man.
It had to. You don't recover from something like that. It's okay, though. It happens to the best of us.
Pacers on bricks. Pause. Oh, you know what?
Well, what? Regardless, Pacers on bricks. I mean, damn. I mean, I know they're in New York, but I hope they're not in love with the Coco. But yeah, good defensive first team there. Dyson Daniels, most improved player.
I think he should win defensive player of the year.
I thought also too.
But hey,
they gave it that.
Mm-hmm.
Second team, you got Jalen Williams, you got Zubats, Jaren Jackson Jr., former defensive player.
You got Dominican Dick.
Okay, hey, that was awkward. Yeah, I think LPGB. I think this is a wrap too. If they lose Sunday, this is done. It's over. It's over. And me personally, I mean, I know they're not going to do it because Leon Rose was Tom Thibodeau's former agent, but I'll fire Tom Thibodeau. You got Mike Budenholzer sitting out there. You got Michael Malone sitting out there. You got some coaches in out there. You got Monty Williams coaching high school ball. But they're not going to fire him. They're not going to fire him. But I saw that. That's why I know what you were trying to say. Like I'm not even thinking, and I'm not even gonna go there. But yeah, but that's a good all defensive team. So shout out to all of them. Let's get to. I'm gonna pause on going to the All NBA first team because there's another story about that I want to discuss. But I want to switch over to college football right quick. How about that? The Indiana Pacers are up. Go to college football. The news broke the other day. Where is it at? I thought I got it on here. All right, let me find it. Let me go back and load it. But
team take time.
Okay, Belly, you're wild. I knew Freaky Friday was in full effect. But yeah, we'll talk. I'm gonna talk more about the All NBA team later on during the show. But I want to talk. Let's switch over to football right quick. We got a couple topics on football, on NFL, and then one on the college football. I wanted to do it Nick now because one I really want to get his opinion on. But the pro yesterday, Mark, on college football, that here we go. College football executives are adopting a straight seeding model for the college football playoffs starting next season. So that means, as we had last year, we had the top four. Obviously, the top four conference champions will all got buys. That will not happen in 2025, 2026.
So you go by rank, where you finish the season ranked at.
Exactly. So let me explain how this would have had an effect on this year's college football playoff had we had this formula. Where's the break? Here we go. What are you surprised at, Nessa? What up, B? B, I got you. B. Here we go. If you look at the bottom bracket, that is how it went last year. You had Georgia, Boise State, Oregon, Arizona State were all conference champs, and they got into the top, and they got the buys. And then Clemson won the ACC, but they were not. But they weren't in the top 12 of the in the rankings, so they had to go. So they ended up going. They couldn't go no higher than 12. So if we go by the new seeding this year, out goes Arizona State, enter Penn State, out goes Boise State, enter Texas. And then you have Tennessee versus SMU. You have Ohio State versus Arizona State. You have Indiana versus Boise State. And you have Notre Dame versus Clemson. That is how things would have looked if we had this new format. Mark, are you cool with them having no more that you're going just basically off what the committee make the rankings? I am too.
Yep. I love it. Because make these games matter again.
Because man, that SMU Penn State game was rough to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And but again, yeah, as a Tennessee fan, I hated seeing us get curb stomped by the champs, but it happens. Notre Dame, Indiana, that wasn't a good watch either. And then like we got to the playoffs, some of these games just weren't worth watching. So now they should be worth watching starting next year, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're going to have this system where teams are going to be where the playoff is going to matter about just who are the top 12, who are the 12 best teams, not teams missing out because of anything. But there's another story that I want to discuss in college football. With all this realignment, we got teams like moving to different conferences. There's a talk about one of the greatest rivalries in college football ending because of it. This right now is the last year that the USC Notre Dame football game is on the schedule. And there's talk that rivalry might go away because now that USC is in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
I understand it, but I don't like it. This is from Andy Staples, College Football Insider, his podcast, explaining why this rivalry should not die.
Ferris Khan smashed numbers. Seriously, what is the point of USC playing Notre Dame? Ferris, I'm going to put this in the most scientific terms possible. Because it's cool. The history of it is cool. The look of it is cool. The idea of it is cool. The uniforms are cool. Why do we do anything that we don't absolutely need to do to breathe, to eat, to sleep, to live? Because it's cool. Notre Dame and USC should play every year because it's cool.
And it's also like ingrained into the fabric of the sport. Like, I mean, like I'm all for screw tradition, do what makes sense, in a lot of areas. But it's also like when you think about college football, this is one of the games that pops into your head. Like, what do you mean? What's the point of them playing?
All right. Look, let's see, Sam says, hey, some of the players from Tennessee might leave Tennessee signs with Adidas well, we'll see. I mean, that's their choice. But here's the deal. I'm all for players getting their money. I'm all for changing the game to make it better, make it safer, blah, blah, blah. Here's the deal. I don't want to see rivalries go away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Please do not take away rivalries in college football. I beg of you. Do not ruin the sport behind the greed behind the mighty dollar. I'm all for these kids getting the NIL. I'm all for bettering the game. But let me be clear. Don't mess with the product on the field.
Yeah.
That's my only problem. Do not mess with the product on the field.
Yeah, and taking away this USC Notre Dame game is like taking away. It's like one of them games, like you said. Every year, you just know gonna be on schedule. You know it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be high marketed, big value for college football. Like I don't understand why they're taking it away.
I'm trying to understand it either. To me, it just looks weak. It really looks real weak if this goes away. But doesn't shock me one bit because
And that's USC that's stopping it, or is it just?
I think it is USC because I think USC is trying to find whatever way they can to get to the playoff, and that includes probably avoiding Notre Dame because they don't have a conference, and a loss to them will look bad on their resume to try to get into the 12, to get into the top 12.
So what you're saying it's like it's better for them to play them because a win don't really boost it, but a loss hurt them more than anything else.
I guess so. I just think it's trash. I ain't gonna lie.
We miss seeing Texas versus Texas A&M.
Well, you can. They're both in the SEC now. And Nebraska in the Big 12. I don't want to see SC Notre Dame rivalry in. Now, let me say that you still get Texas and Texas A&M because they're both in the SEC. I mean, if you want to get, I mean, you can still get Nebraska. All you gotta do is just schedule one non-conference game. The same thing. That's the same thing with Tennessee and with USC Notre Dame. It's a non-conference game. It's not a game it's not a Pac-12 game. It wasn't a big Pac-10 game. It's not a Big Ten game, ACC game. It's just a game. Yeah. It's a rivalry game. Oklahoma and Texas went to the SEC. We're still getting a Red River rivalry.
That's like us and Georgia Tech.
Right. We still getting
Josh said, get them bum ass Knicks out of there.
Yeah, that's what they're acting like. Tyrese Halliburton said, am I still overrated? No. Okay. But yeah, that they got to get rid of. They got to stop this. We're not getting rid of. We're not getting rid of that. Please. Real quick,
Josh, what up with it?
What up, though, Josh? But also, on the NFL side, I brought this up on Tuesday. They did not. They were talking about voting on a couple of things. One, the tush push. The other being reseeding in the NFL playoffs. Well, let me just update. The reseeding didn't even make the ballot. This was the proposal by the Detroit Lions, by the way, and they ended up withdrawing the proposal, so it didn't even make the ballot. In regards to the tush push, it ended up falling 2 votes short of passing.
Somebody says Sacramento gave up 2 top 10 point guards and got the 2023 Chicago Bulls in return.
They really did. They gave up Halliburton. They gave up De'Aaron Fox, and what they ended up with? Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan.
I remember we was having a conversation earlier this year about with Chicago and OKC.
Yeah, it's looking like OKC. That's why I was wanting to mention when talking about the all defensive team. Alex Caruso would have been on the all defensive team, but he didn't play 65 games. Same with Chet Holmgren. Case and Wallace you can make an argument too. And then
you see what Josh said?
Shut up about what though, Josh? We ain't said nothing. Anyway, but and you talk about SGA, who's a good defender. He's not in the. He's like the 5th or 6th best defender on the team. But they had plenty of other players. Now they had, like I said, Lou Dort made first team, Jalen Williams made the second team. But outside of that, that was pretty much it. I mean, they the only 2 that made it, but you could argue they had other people that made it. Yeah, Shakeback Media said Green Bay just mad. It was the Packers, and he's saying that because it was the Packers are the ones who proposed the end of the tush push.
Well, Bills was in on that too.
Oh, he's talking to Sam. So you can't call them choke artists if y'all not playing.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, you can. But and by the way, Ant-Man, you can't be dodging the media because you lost, dog. You was on everybody face me. I was winning. You gotta take me. I'm losing. You want to be the you want to.
You don't want to be.
Right. That's you ain't lying. But you can't avoid the smoke because if y'all go down 0-3, you can't avoid the media on Saturday. You're gonna have to sit there and take the music. You're the team's best player. You gotta answer the tough questions. That's life. The Boston Red Sox and they both curse and choke. Well, can't say that because the Red Sox done won 4 World Series since 2004, including ending the curse including coming back 3-0 on the Yankees. But yeah, that's what. But that I know. Don't remind me, Josh. And by the way, this talk about Alex Bregman to the Dodgers, get the F out of here. I do not. I will not cheer for him if he came a Dodger. I'm sorry. Let's get to another. Announced the All NBA defensive teams. Here are your All NBA. It's first, second, and third teams. First team, no surprise there. Your MVP, SGA, Giannis, Jokic, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum. Your second team got led by the old guys: LeBron, Steph. Then you have Evan Mobley, Ant-Man, and Jalen Brunson. And the third team: Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Halliburton, James Harden, Karl Anthony Towns, and Jalen Williams. I want to hear nothing from this dude. That was a dumb play at the end of dumb coaching at the end of the game. Mark, any thoughts on these selections?
Off top,
what you talking about, Josh? Niggas get. Oh well, because
you got the pictures up and shit.
Hey, it's called upgrades, Josh. We're still in the process of upgrading more. Go ahead, Mark.
I don't think I see a problem here. We see Giannis, Shea, Joker.
Yeah, first team was pretty much predictable.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Brunson being there. Steph, Anthony Edwards, LeBron. Yeah, I'm not mad at that, dog.
Yeah, I think they got it right. For those wondering, Kawhi was not eligible because he didn't play 65 games, and neither did Luka. So everybody's wondering, they didn't meet the requirement. And everybody on that list played at least 65 games, which including LeBron playing 70. So I had no problem with it. I think this list was cool. Shout out we got 3 first-time All-NBA members and Evan Mobley, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Williams, all making the first team for the first time, making All-NBA for the first time, and hopefully it won't be their last. But and Tyrese Halliburton again making All-NBA after being called overrated. By the way, my Dodgers are up 5-2 on the Mets. Let's go. But yeah, I want to go to another topic since we're talking about LeBron James. Again, the GOAT discussion has resurfaced again.
Oh my God.
This time it wasn't from Stephen A. Wasn't from anybody on ESPN. Wasn't on Gil's Arena.
Chicago Sky had 9 points in the second quarter.
It was from Michael Jordan's longtime agent, David Falk.
Sounds good.
David Falk. Oops. Sponsors in the house.
Hi, Moms.
What's that? Chicken.
Yeah. Thank you, Moms.
Up there? Yeah. So you just ordered chicken. Chicken.
Mel, stop hating.
Who?
Mel. So David Falk, who was Michael Jordan's longtime agent, obviously was the biggest agent back in the 90s. He was the Rich Paul of the 90s. He had him. He had Barkley, Lonzo Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo, AI, Elton Brand. You name it. David Falk was their agent, and he made a lot of money. And he got players paid. He was Rich Paul from 30 years ago. Obviously, Michael Jordan will always be his stellar client. He'll be forever linked to Michael Jordan, like Rich Paul will be forever linked to LeBron. So he was at the Sports Business Journal conference, and he was asked about the GOAT conversation. And obviously, clearly, he's going to say Jordan. Of course he was. What else is he going to say? Oh man, yeah. Shout out to Sherelle just texted me. Yeah, they said Knicks are done and Reggie in the building is hilarious. Yeah. Here's the deal. When David Falk was asked about who's the GOAT, he said Jordan, but then he also said this. He asked is LeBron who's number 2? He said maybe Kareem, maybe Kobe. Is LeBron top 10? He said probably. Stop it. That's when you got to stop now. So then here's the quote. I really like LeBron, but I think if Jordan had cherry-picked what teams he wanted to be on and 2 other superstars, he would have won 15 championships.
If was that line of cocaine that Jordan also had, you'd be high.
And if it was a 5th that Jordan was drinking with Orlando Rivers, you'd be drinking that night too. You'd be drunk. You want to go first? Who want to go first? You
can go first.
Thank you. 15 titles. Come on. Let me take this stupid quote off the. Well, I'll put it back in a second. 15 titles. Again, I really like LeBron, but I think if Jordan had cherry picked what teams he wanted to be on and 2 other superstars, he would have had 15 championships. Let me be perfectly clear. I swear to God, there was a story that didn't Shaq talk about going to the Bulls when he left before he went to the Lakers? Okay. And wasn't there talk about Jordan going to the Knicks with Reggie Miller?
There was also a time where Jordan said he'd take a pay cut so he can get Larry Bird on the Bulls.
And then when he was with the Wizards with the Wizards, he tried to get Charles Barkley to come over to the Wizards.
For what?
Him and Patrick Ewing, who are all old and decrepit. Let me be clear with David Falk. He's number one. The fact you said that LeBron might be top 10 is just laughable.
That's the issue.
That's laughable.
Listen, the whole thing I don't care about. I mean, I don't really care about if Jordan would cherry pick, he would have. All that shit don't matter. We can't prove that. That's just stuff that don't even fucking matter. Right. That's his opinion. So
that's right.
Salute to him.
That's laughable.
I just don't get the LeBron not top 10. Like I don't.
He said probably top 10.
I don't understand why, and I don't want to group all of them. Well, I'm not going to all of them because I'm one too, but I don't want to group all of us in one box. I don't do it. But why do people who got Jordan as a GOAT have to hate on LeBron?
Wilbon said that today on First Take.
Oh, he did?
He did.
Oh shit.
Wilbon literally said that today. And Wilbon said, you don't have to denigrate LeBron to say good things about Jordan. And Wilbon was saying if you want to, and you don't have to, if you don't have Jordan, like some people said, Wilbon was saying maybe he might have had Kareem. I mean, everyone's been saying why isn't Kobe in the conversation more? But he never. But obviously, he was saying that, and I'm not gonna get into what Stephen A. said, but basically saying that and Wilbon, this is where he lost me though. You can't say nothing bad about that. LeBron's can't find nothing bad to say about LeBron. I beg to differ on that.
Who said that?
Wilbon.
About what, his game or like just life in general?
I think he was saying life in general, but I think he was saying life in general.
Okay.
But obviously, game wise, you really can't. I mean,
You can.
I mean, you can't even want to talk about the. Obviously, that he plays bully ball, whatever. But look, it wasn't his fault that he was pretty much a man child,
versus men.
Yeah, he pretty much was like a man. He was a boy, all of his grown men, but it was like he was making them look like boys, making them look like boys.
That's a Michael Jackson.
Yo, you good? Here's the deal. Yeah, so here we go with this quote with David Falk. Like I said, I don't have no problem with him saying Jordan rings and this and that, but don't tell me LeBron is probably top 10. That was just stupid. And David Falk, like Wilbon said, who's known him forever, he's a provocateur. He's saying this stuff.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Like a troll.
Yeah, he's
the old version of a troll.
Pretty much. He's known him for years. He, obviously being in the Chicago area, and obviously he used to be his neighbor and everything. But come on, bro. There's no way in heck that you telling me that there's 10 players you find better than LeBron James. But that's just, but do you, dog? Do you, man? That's you, man. Do you? Come on, man. Do you, man? This next topic is real sensitive to me. It's not a bad topic. It's more of a sad topic than it's a bad topic.
Caitlin Clark and injury.
Well, no, but we can talk about it. All right, but since we're talking about Caitlin Clark, I mean, yeah. By the way, newsflash: Caitlin Clark's human. She missed a three. Everybody, she doesn't make every three. So yesterday they played the Atlanta Dream. It was her first time having a game where she hasn't made a three since her sophomore year in college. The girl's human. She's not perfect. She doesn't walk on water. She misses threes just like everybody else. You don't believe it? You didn't believe it? There was a proof last night. But then there was this incident where her and Ryan Howard pretty much they
used to play for the Phillies, right?
Not that Ryan Howard.
Oh,
you good? Their names. I thought her name was Rain, but
I thought her name was Ryan.
Ryan or Rain. Yeah. But they say Ryan Howard, Ryan, whatever. But you know her from the start from the Atlanta Dream. Her and Caitlin Clark bumped, and then unfortunately, obviously they had a little exchange, whatever. It's trash talk. It's basketball. Doesn't bother me. And obviously she's like, I'm not scared of you. Blah blah blah. She didn't have. It was one of Caitlin Clark's worst games. She had 11 points. She did have 6 assists, but she had a horrible shooting night.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese, they had a game the other night against Brooklyn. The New York, the WNBA champion New York Liberty. Obviously, the Liberty won, but Angel Reese had 2 points and 12 rebounds. She went 2 for 8, and she was a minus 25.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Here's my question, and look, and God forbid you can't say nothing bad about Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark, or you be condemned, or you got to apologize, or like be like Ryan Clark going on Twitter now you apologizing on the pivot.
You should apologize for something she did.
Yeah.
You can talk bad about Caitlin Clark. You can talk about the other lady.
Yeah. But let me be clear. What she did was just. I mean, come on, man. Everybody's talking about well, she got all these rebounds, but yeah, you also missed the part where John Cole Jones was saying you're not getting these baskets on me either.
And if you seen how she was blocking her shot, it was so
effortless.
Yeah, like, here you go, man. Come on. You about to put the ball here.
It was like someone said she's Draymond. But then you put someone in the chat that I'm just like, come on, man.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
You put that in the chat. I'm sitting there like, now I'm starting to see like, there's no way, dude.
My life hasn't been the same since.
How do you? Oh, man.
Yeah, no. I do want that Caitlin Clark. I'm not one of the ones that say they out for Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you this: do you think they play a little bit more physical with Caitlin Clark than they do with any other point guard in the WNBA?
Oh, definitely.
Okay,
they do, and I think it's people don't want to hear it. It's some jealousy. I do think it's welcome to our league. It's kind of like a moment where if you was on where I put it like this: if NBA players go on the playground, the street ballers want to send a message, so they gonna bump you, they gonna hit you they gonna hit you in the chest with a bow, just to send a message like, you on our yard now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're seeing with players in the WNBA, and obviously they've been balling. They had one of the best offseason, getting obviously DeWanna Bonner, and obviously now Aaliyah Boston is coming into her own in her third year in the W. And but obviously everyone's focusing on these two because obviously they've been two of the most marquee draft picks we've seen since the WNBA's inception, where from that first season where he had Lisa Leslie, Rebecca Lobo, and Dawn Staley entering the league, Cheryl Swoops entering the league, Cynthia Cooper entering the league. Then obviously, I can't remember, probably the most talked about draft since the Brittany Griner, Elena Deladon, Skylar Diggins draft. Because obviously, and there was a lot of people who thought that Angel Reese should have went second over Cameron Brink. Clearly, they were wrong. I watched Cameron Brink at Stanford, and girl was nice, and she deserved to be the number 2 pick. But I get it. Angel Reese in LA, Hollywood, which would just been fed into more propaganda because everyone thinks she's Hollywood. So, but shout out to all the women. By the way, the Minnesota Lynx are killing. There's a team in Minnesota actually bought. And again, shout out to Nafisa Collier getting a Jordan brand deal. But yeah, I didn't want to talk about that. I didn't really want to talk about much of that. But I wanted to talk about this because it was a bittersweet day for me for a lot of us sports fans. I've been on Mark since high school, and obviously we went to high school together, went to JC together.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things they tell stories about, obviously I heard the infamous story with me at hometown and all that other stuff. But also a place we went to when we all got out of class on some days, we weren't working and we had free time, we go over to the Sizzler over by South Bay Galleria in Redondo.
Mm-hmm.
And why we would go there? One, the Saddle Bar was popping. That's number one.
Facts.
Number two, they had ESPN on the TV. And every time we would go in there, Around the Horn to be on the TV, followed by PTI. Today was a very sad moment in my sports fandom in my childhood. Today was the final episode of Around the Horn. 23 years running, almost 5,000 episodes, 6,000 panelists. You look at Tony Reale, people forget Max Kellerman was the original host of Around the Horn. He hosted like the first 2 years.
Stephen A. Smith got his ass out of ESPN all the way around.
So he leaves Fox, and everyone's wondering how are they going to replace Max? Because Max had this chemistry with all the writers, and obviously Reality
was more black.
Yo, you good? Reality was obviously everyone knew him as Stat Boy. What up, Candace? From PTI. And he gets the job to replace Max Kellerman on Around the Horn. I think Max told a story where he actually talked to Tony Reale because Max was leaving to go to Fox. He had his show IMAX. It didn't really work out. He ended up back, but he still had HBO doing the calling fights with Roy Jones and the great Jim Lampley. And he ended up back at ESPN in late 2000s doing radio for ESPN New York. And obviously he was here in LA and then made his way back to television years after that. We all know what happened now with First Take and everything. We ain't got to hash on all that. I just pray that one day, whenever he's ready, he'll be back on TV because I heard, shout out to my guy, Scott Kaplan, he did it with Jim Lampley. Jim Lampley has a new book out. and Lamps talks about, he doesn't. What up, boss lady? He talks about, because it was actually, what is the relationship still today with Roy and with Max? Roy has kind of been low key. Honestly, I saw him at the Tank fight earlier this year, but he hasn't really been out because if people don't know, people forget. Roy lost his son to suicide last year, and he hasn't really been. He's been pretty much out of the scene since then. But he was working for Prime Video on the Tank Lamont Roach fight. With Max. And this is when I listened to what Lamp said. I'm obviously, he went off on Stephen A. for how everything went on First Take, because obviously he's known Max for over 30 years, so I understand that. But he said Max was embarrassed how things happened. Now, the Max Kellerman I knew, I have a hard time finding him, even when I listen to him on Max and Marcellus day in and day out. Oh, relax, boss lady. That's what we're doing right now? Okay.
All right. You went off on boss lady?
Let me clear this up. And I'll clear it up again Wednesday on Sports4U Wrestling. I had some serious issues with my Wi-Fi on Wednesday.
Right, boss lady. Thank you.
And I'll see you later. And she made a joke like, was John sleeping on camera? I was like, my internet froze. So I was really pissed off with my internet. Spectrum was acting on the Spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Spectrum was acting like they was on the Spectrum. So it was nothing against boss lady. It was against me and my freaking internet. So I had to do my phone to do Sports4U Wrestling, which ticked me off. And I had the Ethernet connection, which is kind of crazy because I don't even have the Ethernet connection in now, and we haven't had no issues. Spectrum, get your stuff together. But that's a whole other conversation. But shout out to boss lady and her in Miami. Sports4U Wrestling next Wednesday with our fans and then June is family month, so check it out. But back to the story with Around the Horn. I didn't know such thing. Around the Horn to me was that show. Obviously, you had PTI as the standard, and Wilbon and Korheiser were first. But when they brought this show on, obviously you had writers from this part of the world, that part of the world. Obviously, you see the Woody Pages, Tim Cowlishaws, Plashke's, Blackstone, J.A. Adande. There you go. But yeah, they were all. You're good. By the way, Dodgers up 5-2 on the Mets right now. I used to watch. We watch that every time we go to the salad bar. By the way, Spectrum is merging with Comcast again. I thought Comcast bought them out years. I thought they bought Comcast. Well, I remember they was with Time Warner, but good looking on that. Now it makes a lot of sense. Don't change the prices now. My mom just got Spectrum. Don't screw her on the prices. But a lot of people was wondering, why did this show get canceled? I'm still trying to figure it out. I mean, I don't watch it like I used to. I catch the clips on social media and stuff because I don't be home when it's on during the day now. But I used to watch it. I used to DVR, but I was clips on social media pages and the J and 9 days. They've had my guy George Sedano on the show. They've even had El Duncan. They've had Sports Center anchors like El Duncan on the show. You've had Lil Wayne was there.
Yeah.
Mark Cuban. People got bored. It's not a bad show.
I don't think you got bored. I just think, man, the ratings is down, man. I think that ESPN is about to start. That I know the paper said 100 million. I don't know what the exact number is that Stephen A. got, but that high number contract he got.
And you have Pat McAfee's in there too.
Yeah, it's some cutbacks had to happen. And I think Around the Horn might have been the last of the, you know what I'm saying, that in PTR.
Now I heard this crap on today. TJ Simers, rest in peace. Yeah, that's right. Mark Cuban, by the way, Mark Cuban no longer last season, just had his last season on Shark Tank.
You get rid of First Take.
That ain't happening, Lee. Come on, that ain't happening.
They not wrong though.
That ain't happening.
They not wrong though.
Yeah, that ain't happening. I'm not. They didn't get rid of. They didn't get rid of with Skip. They dang sure ain't finna get rid of with Stephen A.
Yeah.
So no, that ain't happening. But a lot of people also felt with Around the Horn, and I hate to say this, but we're all, but we're here. People of color.
People of color.
We're people of color. We're brothers. So did it say is Kmart still there? Well, she be on there, but she been. But
Kmart is on Gil's Arena.
No, he's talking about Kimberly Martin.
Oh.
Talking about Kimberly Martin. Kimberly Martin, yeah, she's still on there, but she was off because she take care of some health stuff. But she's covering the Browns right now. Wait a minute, yo, before me, that's hate.
Yeah, what we doing? You can't do this on air, John.
But yeah, the show was good. No, yeah, we know. I know who you meant. But anyway, it was but yeah, they had a lot of people on there. She's covering her Browns. Nico!
Nephew, what's up,
Come
man?
on.
Come here, nephew.
Hey, yo! Look who's in the building.
All right. So y'all gotta hold on now.
Hold up.
I lost my voice.
Where'd you leave it?
What?
Yo, you good?
Oh, at the concert. It's gone.
What's wrong with this dude?
You got a problem.
What's wrong? Nico, come here, man. I didn't say it. Come on.
Did you tell Sonny I said come
Come here, man.
Oh my God.
Ladies
He
and
sent me a message saying, tell us Sonny
Nico's
hi.
here.
I said,
What
tell
up?
myself
Say
I
hi.
got you. Nico, can you say hi?
Say hi.
You say hi, Tommy.
That's right. You said hi.
Say hi.
That's what I'm talking about. Give me some. Give me some. All right.
Good job.
All right. Look, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, walk over to Mama.
Come here, brother.
Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, back in the studio.
My guy, you know what I'm talking about?
Fresh from Texas. The great Big Three is in the house. Yeah, now it's official. Now it's official.
What up, y'all?
Now it's official.
My guy here.
Sonny's in the VIP. Fresh from
You
SoFi.
about to say fresh from the country?
No, say fresh from
You fresh
SoFi.
from the Upper County?
No,
last time
no.
that happened.
No.
That chair kind of weak.
You heard me?
Yeah, I heard you.
Hey, last time. Never mind.
Oh, you all right?
You gotta relax.
Hey, what up? What up,
Hey,
Sonny?
Sean, tripping all day.
Oh, that's what we doing?
My fault, y'all.
That's what we doing? See?
You gotta taste those.
You can turn on. You turn on.
Oh, these are chicken. Chicken
Yeah.
Well, they said, Sonny,
Yeah.
come say hi.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Everyone wants to see
Hey,
Sonny.
I'm all done earlier. Hey, Freaky Zeke was wild.
Yo, what the? Out of nowhere, dude.
Sonny.
Hey,
No,
yes.
show me none of these. Show like these.
Yo, Lay.
Hi. Wait, Lacey, I don't have my glasses
Jesus.
on.
Nope.
I can't see.
I want to see her. I want to see the cherries.
Oh, tell her to message me. Lady, message me.
No.
No.
What?
Late, please message her.
What in the world, see? Yeah. Saturday Night Main Event show. You know what it is, boss lady. You know what I'm saying?
Cold.
Main event.
No. Yo, how does Nick get here and she go to hell? I'm not doing it on camera. But no, he did.
John, look on camera.
He did.
Hey,
He
yo.
did. It was only John.
Oh, here we go. See, here we go. Solely if you're watching. There you go. That was the first reference. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna make this clear for those who wondered. No, there is not an only John.
Supposedly.
That's
Allegedly.
what we're doing right now.
Hey, look. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's way funnier saying it is.
The truth don't even matter no more.
It sure don't. The joke is way funnier than the truth.
Yeah.
Stay away from me, dog. This motherfucker's too far. I'm gonna eat this whole damn bag.
So suddenly my homegirl worked. She didn't believe.
Please.
Stop being.
Pause.
Yo.
Yo,
No,
you got a problem, dog.
Nigga said no.
Nah. All right, man.
The only John.
You want some of these? You want some of these players? I got you.
I was raining hard out
Yeah,
there.
yeah. It was raining earlier.
Oh, those are Nick tears.
Pretty much.
That's crazy.
Oh, my shirt. Oh, it's my Saturday Night Main Event. Remember, Sports4U Wrestling. We're partners with WWE Shop, so make sure you go get your merch and use the Sports4U Wrestling link in our Twitter account to buy your merch. Relax. Pause. Wait, I did not curse you out, boss lady. Relax.
Yeah.
Yo, y'all
That's
good?
wild.
Yo, you good? My fault. Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, what?
You're like,
There is no Only John's merch. No only yo. Yo.
Oh
No.
shit.
Wait. Getting out here, man. Nick, dude, what are you doing?
Yo, Nick ain't sat down 5 minutes.
I showed him went straight.
Hey, you sell the yellow sock is crazy.
No,
That's
do not ask.
That's the same thing as selling when we sell underwear, huh?
Wait, what the yellow sock?
What the
heck?
Wait, sell the yellow sock is nuts.
No, what the heck just happened here? Yo, Nick, check this out, man.
Lacey and Sunday are so fine.
Yeah, he's blushing. Who's blushing? I don't know who's blushing. But anyway.
Blushing over Only John's? That's crazy.
Oh Lord. Well, this show me shot the shit immediately. My fault, y'all.
This is Memorial Day weekend, so
What that? But it's Only John special.
$3 for the weekend.
it's crazy. Y'all say that right when I post Around the Horn. That's just
Wait,
wild.
Wow. Whoa. Whoa.
What is it, 87% off?
Wait.
Yo, what's wrong with you?
Off Around the Horn?
Yo, that's wrong with you.
Oh,
87% off, huh?
87% off. That's great.
87% off, huh?
Wait,
And I'm the one politicking. 87%.
Criminal horn is crazy.
Around the Horn? So what you get for the full horn?
Holy shit.
I'm just asking.
That's a great surprise.
I plead the fifth.
Tequila Night Part 2. No,
Yeah.
that's
Nope.
Three-legged. Yo,
Three what?
Noodle, that's
You
wild.
said three naked what?
I thought
Wait,
you
three
said
naked noodles?
I thought you said 3 legs.
No, I'm
I
not
was about to say, what's
no,
outta here.
no, the comment did say 3-legged.
Oh.
I thought the nigga said three naked noodles. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here.
All right,
There you
Nick.
go, dog.
Nick,
It's just both of them good.
Join,
Yeah.
join this discussion, dog.
What's that?
We're talking about today was the final episode of Around the Horn.
Yeah. Man, shout out to Paul. Shout out to Around the Horn.
That was, and I was saying, like, me and Mark, when we was at Elko, after class, we hit up the Sizzler over there across the street from South Bay Galleria because they would have the TV in there and they have ESPN on. They have it on mute.
That's where dishwasher was at?
I'm not even looking at Nick.
I'm not either.
I can't ask a question.
They had a dishwasher back there.
Yeah. Okay, definitely Elko. There was a few of them.
A dishwasher? That is what?
Nigga, that is nuts.
Well, you got Toy Story Crocs?
Yes, I do. Thank you for noticing.
Oh, them shit is hard.
I know. Thank you.
Shout out to Sonny and the.
I'm actually matching today.
Yes. This was back. Well, they still got Sizzler, but this was back in like 20 years ago, boss lady.
Wait, they still have what?
Still Sizzler. Yeah.
Oh, you heard that?
Across the street. There's one literally across the street from the
Yeah,
bar.
Rob.
I was saying though, Nick, before you walked in, that how this show pretty much it gave writers a chance to give their free speech, and we're still trying to figure out obviously why is he getting canceled. Obviously, Mark brought up the theories. Obviously, Stephen A's contract, Pat McAfee's contract. They're about to acquire inside the NBA on a licensing deal, like with McAfee.
Everybody. That's literally what it comes down to. I think, but here's the thing though. I'm a big component, and that's probably like the old school ESPN fandom that I have. There's certain shows that I think just always be there and figure out a way. I'll give a prime example like PTI.
They're not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere, right?
So unless Kornheiser will.
One of them has to go
right
before that show gets. And I think that even if something like that happens, they should have somebody not like saying in the just waiting, but you should have an idea who's going to be your replacement for those particular people. So
I think they wanted. I think obviously when it comes to PTI, you think of people like Levitar or Wolf. Also, you never been to it. Yeah.
Saquon might be with this team. I wouldn't say it might be top 10.
What?
He said that Saquon.
He said that this was the top team of all. Top
I
5.
have to think with that. That's gonna.
But you got to think about it, dog. Remember throughout the season how much they really were dominating.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
It was crazy, and it's very rare that you see a team dominate on both sides of the ball,
And they
the
did.
way they did.
And now they obviously they didn't touch push, which I'm not shocked by. They
They
weren't.
should better. How about this? How about y'all work on getting better interior defensive linemen,
Buffalo.
and y'all work on getting offensive linemen,
I agree.
and you can run the same exact play.
And the thing is this. And it was more like I'm trying to explain this. The defensive coaches or players were ones who were trying to get this banned. Jason Kelsey actually showed up in Minnesota the owners' meetings, explaining why it shouldn't. They were only 2 votes shy of it being approved.
Okay, so let's break this down. What is the problem that they're saying with the play?
Okay, so I was watching Good Morning Football as I do every morning. So Peanut Tillman was on there, and my guy Chris Harris Jr. was a guest on there as well.
Yes.
So Peanut Tillman was saying he thinks the rule is you're not supposed to evade the runner, right?
Yes.
And he thinks that the tush push is. I'm trying to explain to people this. So the tush push nothing but glory version of the QB.
That's literally all it is.
There's no because to be honest, you got. I mean, if you want to, if it be a link, I can understand if you're pushing Saquon,
But you're not pushing. The thing is, it's a loophole,
right?
because you're not supposed to push the runner.
Right.
But when the quarterback is the runner and it's a QB sneak,
Exactly.
you can push the quarterback.
Exactly. It's not a handoff to
Exactly.
Saquon or the fullback or whatever. The team some teams still do use them. But Jalen Hurts, they line up in the goal line formation and they run the QB sneak. That's all it is. What up, Hova?
Jay-Z?
He's faking like he's snoring.
Yo, yes, that is a Sports4U chain, boss lady, and it's
Oh,
fine. Yeah.
I'm gonna get one of those.
You'll see one on all 3 of us real soon. It's just hate that all the NFL made the Packers file a lawsuit. No, the Packers, it ain't a lawsuit, Noodle. They just put it as they put it on the ballot trying to get it, trying to see if they can get it removed. Like the same thing, the Lions were the ones who came with the idea of trying to reseed the playoffs.
No.
When you win your division, can y'all leave and put Sonny on? Y'all,
Who said that? Late?
of course, just
Late. Why don't you go ahead and video chat Sonny?
FaceTime.
Video chat Sonny.
That's one. That's one. Dodgers. By the way, all the Dodger games are on national TV this weekend. You got this game's on Apple Plus. The game tomorrow's on Fox, and then they got Sunday Night Baseball. And then the following weekend, we got the Yankees, and I will be in the building next Sunday.
Did they show when y'all nationally televised when y'all got your ass up by the Angels?
Well, no. I'm glad they didn't, because good God, because I was ticked.
Why you answer?
I was pissed.
Hey, Taylor Ward went crazy.
Let me
Bro,
say-
that whole series.
But let me say this, though.
That nigga been going crazy ever since.
Let me say this.
Go ahead.
Y'all been balling.
We got a lot of good hitters. The problem is we just haven't been able to put it together as many wins.
They won
But we have a lot of niggas that know how to hit the baseball.
Oh, boss lady, you a Yankees fan? Come on now. But y'all won 7 in a row, and I said Ron Washington, and I was telling Troy this the other day, like Ron Washington's a good manager. I mean, he did take the Rangers to the World Series. I mean, Sonny makes you nervous. You make Lane nervous. You know that?
I make Lane nervous?
That means her.
Wait,
Hey, yo!
I don't know.
How do you not know that?
Well,
Do you really want me to answer that right now?
Uh-oh.
Or you want me to answer that later?
You have a very good
I'm a Dodgers fan.
Okay.
I'm a Dodgers fan. That's why. Bella said, "Can
I
she
don't
take
think I
this?"
should be involved with this conversation.
I
I
don't
don't
even-
hear none of this shit.
I don't know, man.
Some beans are off.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Or
Wait, what?
or
The
mac and cheese
Sunbeams?
this thing, you know?
The San Diego Sunbeams?
Hell. Are you kidding me? Yo.
Wait, so when you get nervous?
No.
Oh.
Wait,
No, wait. Hold on.
Wait,
First and
everybody
foremost-
stop.
Everybody
Everybody
stop.
stop. Everybody relax. Everybody relax. This conversation should be happening right now. Y'all two gotta go. Y'all two.
Hey, look,
Nigga, you can
That's-
say
look.
y'all two.
our shit don't work like that.
Oh, so then it has to.
Relax.
Oh.
I know where
Sonny,
you're going with this.
Lay.
Something like say.
If I knew Sonny was there, I would have gone. Sonny lives here. talking about, man?
Wait, what? Where?
The LA for the weekend. I mean, hello.
She should have. Hendrick was here for the weekend. She should have been here for the weekend. Could have had a fun time.
I'm staying out of that. Staying out of that. Staying out of that. But Round the Horn was a good show, and I hate to see you go. Hey, yo, Bella.
You said Ronald Horn?
No, relax.
Wait, Acuna?
Yo, what's wrong with you?
Wait, should I?
My fault.
Hold on.
But
Don't they got a brother that play too?
who? Yeah, who?
Acuna?
Yeah, he's on the Mets.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's on the Mets. He's on the Mets.
Where's your shoes?
I have it.
Oh.
He gave them to me.
Oh.
Lady says she'll be here in June.
Okay.
But yeah, oh, that's it. Are they walking? But anyway, it was the end of an era with a good show. So I want to just say to Around the Horn, salute for 23 years. Are you good? And salute.
Where the hell did that come from?
I don't know.
A 2-year-old?
Wait, he brought the Pepsi. Oh, you got cold Pepsis in there, don't I?
Yeah, they in there.
Oh, yes.
Cold
Oh,
Pepsi,
no,
water.
no,
Yeah, we got cold Pepsis and water in
All right,
the
look,
fridge.
yeah, let's shoot Nico a water because he about to
No,
get all
don't
more
shake it, don't
Pepsi.
shake it, don't shake it, don't shake it.
Let's go, Met. Shut up, Lay.
Like, that's hate.
Let's go, Mets.
Hey, you know the last time Braves beat the Padres?
The other day, right?
No.
Well, y'all didn't beat them, huh?
First week in the season.
No.
Last year.
Hey,
Say made some straight games.
Nick, you have to get your son.
What do you do?
You got to get your son.
Boy, come here.
Boy,
I
I
only come if-
promise you it's going to be you.
Of course, you can get a pussy boss lady. We got plenty of them. Official drink.
Oh no.
Official drink of the Sports4U. You good?
Lay don't do that.
Oh, Nessa's a Yankees fan. Of course, she don't like the Mets, and she hates Juan Soto. By the way, what about that? Y'all saw that? Like people were on Juan Soto's
Hey, look.
head the other day.
Who's worse? Juan Soto being up over there with
With the Mets.
the Mets, or or Machado going to the Padres?
Oh, it's easy. Juan Soto. I don't.
Most Dodger fans don't even claim Machado.
They sure don't.
I don't after the way he played in the playoff in that World Series, because he actually had a good postseason. But the World Series, when he said when it was like, what are y'all doing right now?
No, hold on. I think we need to put something in perspective right now. Now you see how good the Dodgers are, right? Now imagine this: if the Dodgers still had Trevor Bauer and Julio.
Nope, don't get me upset. Well,
John.
Julio brought that on himself.
Wait, you said Trevor Bauer and Don Julio?
No, Julio Urias.
You remember he got his
He had two domestic situations.
he thought he was boy.
Yeah, he was trying to make her act like it.
Yo, what is wrong with you?
That nigga tried to. He thought he played for the Braves.
That's hate. Hate. That's hate.
What's wrong with y'all?
I think
Lane said, "Do you know who's pitching tomorrow, Mark?"
No, I can find out right now.
But yeah, but Juan Soto leaving the Yankees to the Mets, that is to me way worse than Machado going to the Padres.
that's tripping with that one.
Way worse than going to the Padres because
It ain't worse.
we only had Machado for like the second half of the season. We didn't have him for the full year like the Mets. The Mets got Juan Soto before the season.
All right. So look, since we on baseball real fast,
Right.
Did you see that article that ESPN sent out earlier?
Which article?
So they were talking about players of the generation, right?
Oh yeah.
And they brought up Mookie
Mhm.
and Mike Trout.
Oh, this is what you put in the chat. I remember.
Yes. Now they said has surpassed him as the player of the generation.
No, because Mike Trout got 3 MVPs. Only thing Mookie has on Mike Trout is the World Series.
I feel is this. There's two things that Mookie has over Mike Trout.
He has durability and he has the rings.
So and that's what I'm saying. It's the durability and the fact that he's been on better teams.
Right.
Like he's been part of better organizations.
He's been on 2 World Series championship organizations.
Now with Mike Trout.
A healthy Mike Trout, the best player in baseball outside of
Yes.
Look. Now imagine if. See, that's why I said sometimes being on certain teams, it helps with your brand.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine Mike Trout doing all that in a Dodger uniform.
Oh,
They said that nigga was the best player ever. Am I lying, Mark?
Nope.
No. They would say that nigga's the best player ever. If he had on a Dodger uniform or a Yankee uniform, they would say he's the best player ever.
Yep.
And they'd be wrong.
And then you allow to even give him a championship too?
Oh yeah. Dog, he won 3 and was in second place 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ones that Mookie won, he had to have a crazy year, and Mike Trout got hurt.
Let me be clear. There were some people who thought he should have won his rookie year over me, but everyone.
And you could have made a very strong case for it.
But they gave it to Miguel Cabrera because Miguel Cabrera had won the Triple Crown. He won the Triple Crown. But I remember I was listening to Max and Marcellus one day, and Max got in this huge argument with Bill Plunkett from the Orange County Register. Mm-hmm. Everyone's trying to make the argument. Well, the Triple Crown. Shout out to Lawrence Shahadi.
Who was that?
From MLB Network.
Shout out to her what?
Yo, you good?
You said you want to lick her Shahadi.
Yo, you good? Yo, you good? Yo, you all right, man? You all right? Yeah. Yo, ladies in here just throwing major shade at you, bro. Saying at me? No, at Nick. She said that Nick is too hyped for his team-in-law.
Hey, you need to chill.
No, he's not.
He's not. I ain't seen this dude. I never see this dude root for the Dodgers in life.
The only time you see root for the Dodgers when against the Yankees, it's always gonna be LA over New York.
Yeah, sorry, New York.
Yeah, that's the only time you will see me.
And when he messing with Lay, when she could see a Padre fan.
Yeah,
yeah, fuck that.
And them doo-doo brown jerseys.
You have to know that. That's the reason why she said the team-in-law thing. Because remember when y'all played against them in the playoffs? Yeah.
Never in life rooting for it. Never in life. But salute around the horn and best wishes to wherever Tony Rowley has next. And it's just
let's get Max back on ESPN, man.
Please.
I don't think I was talking about this before you. I don't know if you heard me talk about it before you walked in.
I mean, he's more black than.
But Jim Lampley's got his new book out, and our guy Scott Kaplan did
shout out to Cappy.
She did
Let's go, Cappy.
What up? Shout out to Cappy. If you're watching, dog. He did a sit down with him for his. He had a book signing out in San Diego, and I told him I was telling the story how he talked to Roy. He doesn't really talk to Roy no more because he talks to Roy, but he don't talk to him much because obviously Roy still going through it with his son with the death of his son. And he says he still talk. He felt like Max is like he's kind of went totally off the grid after everything that would happen with First Take. And he says, and I'm still trying to find this hard to believe because Max never seemed like the dude who would be embarrassed about anything. But he said that he thinks Max is embarrassed how things ended at ESPN.
Yeah, because Stephen A. Smith.
It's not that that's a nice way of saying it. Let me go ahead and put it out there for y'all. Stephen A. Smith blackballed him. Let's go ahead. God dang it. Let's not sugarcoat it. Am I right, Mark?
Yep.
He blackballed him. Stephen A. Smith is the man in his lane, and he knows. Watch out. And he knows the power that he has.
Brave Raider says Trout is a huge disappointment. I feel like he's content living in LA while not having the pressure to perform. Chose to stay in the same environment instead of taking this pressure of being in LA and New York. I don't think he wanted to be a Yankee. I think he would have been a Philly.
He should have been the Brave. How about that?
But it's tied up at 5. It's tied up at 5, ladies. It stinks. Go ahead. Back to you, Nick.
It's crazy.
But back to your point about Max.
So I think that Stephen A. Smith didn't like the fact that the crowd just went to Max so easily, and and they agree with his takes more. And the shit really hit the fan because of T.O. Let's just be real. That comment really hurt. That really stung Stephen A. Smith.
That nigga said what everybody was thinking.
Yes.
What are we doing here?
Who's pitching?
Scott Believe.
Didn't y'all have what you called it at first?
Who?
Crenshaw.
Crenshaw started.
Yeah, that nigga need to retire. That nigga's been trash.
I think he's only playing so he can get to that 3,000.
Man, look, that's the only reason he should be playing. He's only
32 strikeouts from 3,000.
That nigga might get that nigga 1,000 to get him 32 strikeouts.
It probably will.
The way that nigga been pitching lately.
It probably will. I mean, I'll be shocked if he gets it this year. If he don't get it this year, just hang it up. See you in Cooperstown in 5 years.
I'm about to say he's still going to the Hall.
Yeah, but It's something about being.
If they choose to have people that year.
Oh, you mean like Pete Rose?
That's not start that, John.
What was you about to say about? Oh yeah, Nick, you were saying that.
That's a clean brother right there, right?
Yeah.
You were saying that.
Just like him.
Yeah. So like Stephen A. Smith, basically he used his power to make a flex because he got hurt behind a statement that T.O. said, and it hit home, and he didn't like the fact of how it spread. And I'm pretty sure he looks at social media and he's seeing how many people agreed with that, and he didn't like it. So guess what he did? You're the breadwinner at the biggest sports company in the world. You pretty much can do whatever you feel like, and you're not gonna get that many repercussions.
Mm-hmm.
Strike two. Strike one.
So he would have to do something as dumb as Shannon Sharp, and he still might have his job.
Yeah.
Because Disney would have been paid them off to the point where this never would have never hit the social media.
Yep.
So,
by the way, I still think Shannon Sharp is back by football season.
He's gonna be fine.
Strike two.
He just did something very stupid
At ESPN. I think he'll be back in
He'll be fine. He
season.
had to fall back because they had to tell the nigga like, nigga, you did something dumb. You got to fall back for a second. Go ahead and chill.
I got other conspiracies about that, but I'll tell you all.
Yeah, that's after the show. Yep. I think I know where you're going with this.
Right.
But yeah, he definitely he pulled the card and said Max can't work in this industry. And if ESPN pull your card and not like that Max's takes and the way he goes about so doesn't really fit Fox, even though Fox Sports does give you a lane to do whatever you want.
Crazy part, he was at Fox like in the early days.
Yeah, I know.
The IMAX didn't work. Now I think if he was to go there now, he'd run stuff. He'd get Keyshawn, Paul Pierce.
That's because he's gotten better. You got to think about it. Let's just be real. Max got better over time, but his bread and butter is boxing.
Clearly, and with
it's not even. He's one of the best in boxing.
No,
best.
Take one up off. He's the best.
Yeah, the best. Like his breakdown of boxing. If you didn't know boxing, he'll be able to break it down in the way you understand it.
This dude was interviewing Mike Tyson when he was 17 years old.
Yes.
Mike Tyson tells a story. He got interviewed by Max on like some basement in his house or something. Mm-hmm. And like I think that was out there in Vegas for one of the Floyd fights. He was telling like this dude was interviewing me like in the small room in his house or something. I was like, but yeah, I think I think he'll be back, especially because obviously with Netflix and Amazon and Prime Video getting involved in sports, obviously NBC now, he'll find his way back. And clearly, I wouldn't want him on FS1 because they're just trash. They don't know how to produce good content.
Max?
Yeah, I think. But if you put him on like Prime Video, Netflix, something like that.
If I'm Max, I'm part of the podcast, and I'm hollering at Shannon. Shannon, put your boy on.
Well, I think that's
what. But it's not gonna work because of the obviously relationship of Stephen A. Smith.
But I think he will.
That's not well. My conspiracy ties all and everything y'all said. Well, what you just said.
The black ball?
Yep. No. About Shannon Sharp.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, but final segment of the day.
I'll tell y'all after. We'll soon get over here.
But final segment is we're gonna get up out of here and enjoy the holiday. We don't get the calling out name, but we don't have a calling out name. You got any calling out names?
I do in a positive way.
What's up? I do. Well, I do too.
We got Nick and Sonny and Nico in the building, man.
That's what's up. What about you, Nick?
Well, I'm gonna call out names. I got Kenzie on calling out names.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Kenzie Zero Meadow.
Yep.
Yeah. So for those y'all don't know, go on Kenzie's Instagram at WashCowKing32. And Kenzie,
that's a wrestler. That's why
he impersonates the Mexican wrestler Penta's entrance. And I was, you gotta watch. He's supposed to be. You gotta watch the video. I only can't describe him. Yo, relax.
Kenzie was
he was okay. Oh, is that what Zero Meadow was talking about?
Hey, relax, John.
I did not know that. I never knew that. But I want to call us out. Well, shout us out.
Oh, we had 100, ain't we?
Because, ladies and gentlemen,
Mark Shaw, the runner that cost him again. I didn't even see it. So,
Sports4U has officially eclipsed 100,000 views on YouTube.
There we go.
And that's all because of y'all. Your views on our reels, viewing the show, y'all did that. Keep viewing, keep telling people to subscribe, because we're on our way to that. We're on our way to monetizing mode. So y'all stay tuned. But thank y'all for getting us over 100K views on YouTube. 5 years and running. We're just now making our 5th year here, and we are not going anywhere. Hate it or love it. Some people who were here, who supported us, gone. Thank you, Trail. Yeah. People who still hate watch, thank you. Get the numbers up.
Oh, I thought somebody else gonna call my names. I got Kenzie and the Sports4U Wrestling host on calling our names. So y'all keep making these goddamn TikTok videos.
Yo, you good? They weren't talking about me. You said the host.
No, both of y'all.
What? I ain't make no TikTok.
Shit, we all seen that. The Thunder locker room, that wasn't y'all.
Yo,
what?
the what?
Nick is whoa.
The what?
Whoa. Thunderdome in the locker room is crazy.
Yo, okay.
Whoa. Time out. Nigga, did you just say Thunderdome? Nah, John, in the goddamn show.
All right, we're going to get up out of here,
Thunder.
man.
That was crazy.
Thunderdome in the Thunder locker room. Crazy.
We don't got here
because
because
she around.
we don't got here.
No. All right, then y'all.
She said,
Oh, you can go ahead and
we have a conversation of your own.
Yeah.
We're finna go enjoy the holiday. All right, so real quick before we get up out of here.
Oh, no, we not. No, hell, we not. I'm getting out of here.
No,
You said you got a sale for the holiday.
no. Before we
sale?
no, we
Only
finna.
John.
I said celebrate the holiday. Yo, chill, dude. All right, smart.
This
Smart-ass
nigga
nigga,
is
man.
a sick dog.
I'm the sick freak, but y'all. Okay, this is what we're doing. When we get back here, when we get back on the show on Tuesday, Thunder Warriors. What's the series?
Thunder and Warriors?
Thunder. I mean Timberwolves.
Damn, dog.
Damn, that was worse than saying the Grizzlies. My bad.
No, they. The Grizzlies got. Never mind. They got black. What
They got
happened?
Grizzle.
Shout out to the Grizzly pussy.
The Grizzly pussy? What's it on shade?
Oh, she got the Grizzly atmosphere.
Yo, that's not a. John,
Nah.
you trying to set me up, dog.
I'm about to say something crazy too.
Shout out to Happy Gilmore.
I'm glad. All right.
What?
Nigga.
That was
I
that was
thought
Happy
you said
Gilmore.
shout out to Happy Endings.
No,
I
Deshaun.
can
That
shout out there.
wrong Watson. Wrong Watson. Wrong Watson.
It runs in the blood.
Yo, you good?
What?
You can't say that. It runs in the crib.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yo, you ain't right either.
Run in the kitchen.
All right. Yo, okay, that's what we're doing right now. Dudes just hating out here.
87%.
Wolves, Warriors. It's 2-0 tonight. It's 2-0. Game 3 Saturday. Game 4 Monday. What's the series when we get back on Tuesday?
2-2.
Mark.
3-1.
I'm with Nick. I think 2-2. I think Wolves hold down the home court. When we get back on
the same stupid ass calls that SGA is getting and nobody else is getting, it's not going to happen with the
You didn't get those calls in game 2.
Knicks Pacers. When we get back, game 4 will be live in progress. But what happens game 3?
So which one?
Knicks Pacers.
The Knicks better win. If not, I think the Knicks gonna fuck around and lose the series.
I agree.
I picked the Pacers in 6 to win the series.
I'm gonna pick the Knicks to win this because I don't think
I picked the Knicks in 6, but I'm not confident at all.
I'm gonna pick the Knicks, but
they down 2-1 now.
they get down on 3.
Yeah.
We'll be watching the Pacers celebrate the Eastern Conference title on Tuesday's show. All right,
I don't think they'll get swept.
Dog, you know how boring the finals gonna be with the
Thunder and the
OKC and the Pacers.
that's
nigga.
just man.
That shit, nigga.
Boy,
Hey, look,
Adam
as a
Silver.
basketball, as a purist of basketball,
You like
that's dope.
Yeah.
But niggas,
Adam-
if you trying to make money off that finals, good luck.
Adam Silver praying that the Knicks make a comeback.
Listen, y'all know they said the last 9 MVP winners don't have no tattoos. You think they trying to change the most of the? They trying to change some shit?
That is true, huh? Steph, wait.
Steph was the last person who had a tattoo.
What? Yeah, because Russ didn't have tats. Hardy don't have tats. Giannis don't. Dang, that is true, huh? I never thought about that theory. And before that, it was.
There's another theory. How many of the last few MVPs ain't from America either?
Oh, we'll talk about that Tuesday because Wilbon said something. I'll talk about the show, but we'll talk about it on Tuesday. Why we haven't gotten this whole NBA versus the world at the All-Star game? Well, we'll explain that on Tuesday.
Because the NBA scared.
Yep. Well, yeah, but we're gonna explain why on Tuesday. All right, so make sure y'all subscribe to Sports4U on YouTube. Like us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok at Sports4U Podcast. Follow me at John Watson 0984 on X and Instagram and TikTok. Follow Mark on Instagram at Hi Mark.
Don't do it.
On X. Follow Nick on X, Instagram, and TikTok at 99Gorilla. Thank y'all again for getting us to 100,000 views. Enjoy your holiday weekend. Enjoy the NBA playoffs. Enjoy the baseball. Be safe. Don't eat too much barbecue and drink responsibly. Peace out, everybody.